Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Wrap. We've made it most of the way through this week's DC books. Now it's time to wrap things up. And we'll kick things off with Absolute Superman #1. Part of the third of the book in the Absolute line. Basically, it's Ultimate Superman. So, the issue opens on Krypton. Apparently, Krypton is a class-based society. But with the highest class being the Science League. Labor League is the lowest of the classes, which Lara L. has become one of ever since she was 9 years old. Apparently in school she was an exemplary student, destined for bright things, so everyone said. Until she wrote an essay criticizing Krypton's lack of funding for interstellar exploration. For this, she was labeled unruly and forbidden from ever applying to the Science Academy. She wanted to be an astronaut. But she apparently rain is timed, and one can basically pay to have rain, but it does come at a cost. Jor-El is also a member of the labor class. But he's a mine is has one of instability. Supposed to be evacuated, but no one can seem to tell what's exactly wrong. The supervisors insist that the miners get back to work. As for Jor-El, he was set to graduate the Science Academy with impeccable marks. A high-ranking station in the ruling class awaited him. At his graduation ceremony, he gave a speech condemning what he saw as the Science League's environmental recklessness. Their pillaging of Krypton's natural resources was endangering the planet, he warned, and without drastic reform, would someday lead to global catastrophe. He was laughed out of his graduation, and did not end up in a position in the Science League. And he was right. And as the mine green strange green liquid erupts from the mine, killing one of I think the miners on Earth in Brazil, present day. A diamond mine had suddenly got asbestos, had asbestos gas show up. The miners are offered a bonus to keep working. Roughly $300 more, which is more than a month's pay for them. But the Lazarus Corporation and their peacemakers are guarding the mine. However, when the workers show up, the work is done. Diamonds have all been mined, and there's no asbestos. The previous night, a worker talked with a man who was keeping to himself. And then the peacemakers aren't exactly happy about the fact that the mines have worked. And apparently, it seems that this similar incidents occurred. But Kal-El attacks the peacekeepers. So he apparently has a, I guess, onboard system that tells him how about it, the level of solar charge. Elsewhere, operators are standing by for a mission to take on the strange man that popped up in Brazil, with his armor being the one agent saying that the armor seems to be changing shape, and it seems that Kal-El is talking to it sometimes. But Kal-El obliterates takes down the peacekeepers, and is then attacked by government agents. Led by Agent Lane, who takes Superman into custody. We have a brief epilogue. Seemingly, Brainiac is seeing footage of Superman, and remarks that seems to be a scrumptious new toy. And he wonders where Superman came from. In central Kansas, the Kent farm is dilapidated and abandoned, and owned by Lazarus Corp. On Krypton, Jor-El tells Laura that it seems that that it's happening, and wants to be sure that Kal-El is safe. The family embraces as the issue ends. Okay, alright. Not usually a fan of Superman, but I think we'll be keeping on this book. So far, so good. honestly, I'm really digging the Absolute line so far. I mean, it's only 3 books. It's only been three, and there's only 3 issues. One issue each of those 3. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the how other heroes get reimagined in the Absolute universe. Moving on though to our next book, we've got DC Horror presents Creature Commandos #2. Where we left off, the Creature Commandos were put together as a team, loosely, and sent against Brainiac. And so the issue opens with the Creature Commandos basically being experimented upon and for field work, and Mina and Dr. West are discussing the roster, the field team. We will flashback to 2 months previously in Marin County, California. Zatanna goes in to seemingly free some women from a large house. Is stopped by the Creature Commandos. However, Zatanna thought it was a trafficking scheme, but it turned out to be an arms dealing scheme. And seems the Creature Commandos and Zatanna, as well as another team, take down the the mystical weapons. And that mission led to basically has Frankenstein, Lucky, being reconsidered for field work. Dr. West is trying to get Lucky with the on the field team. Vincent's given an audacity pump, a mechanism to control his blood supply. When flooded, his appetite's assuaged, and when drained, the full force of his power can be tapped. Also, the resident werewolf is given a lunar isotope delivery system to basically make it so that she no longer needs exposure to a full moon to take on her wolf form. But this leads to a fight between her and Vincent, as Vincent teases her mercilessly. Then Lucky breaks up the fight, though, and elsewhere, Brainiac is testing a weapon, a weaponized person. It seems to the weapon seems to work, and he's quite pleased with this development, and that is where the issue ends. All right, fun little issue. Well, the series is basically a fun little horror themed miniseries. Moving on though to our last book for the week, for our last DC book for the week, we've got Plastic Man No More #3. Where we left off, Plastic Man is dying, and because his elasticity, his body is starting to no longer be elastic and stretchy, and he's actually quite curious if the same thing's going to happen to his son. And so, the issue opens with Plastic Man's wife berating him. But in the previous issue, Plastic Man led a mission with the Metal Men to rescue one of the radioactive members of the Metal Men from Dr. No Face, and the other Metal Men were killed. And so Plastic Man is explaining what happened, but he just kind of brushed aside and decides he's going to quit the Justice League. And Uranium was the Metal Man in question that was rescued. So in Mammoth City, the Doctor, as well as Woozy Winks, are met by Plastic Man in an effort to work on everything they need to work on with with saving Plastic Man and potentially speaking his offspring. Elsewhere, Detective Chimp is investigating the death of the scene of the Metal Man's death. Having found the scene a large magnet, just for prints. After talking with Robin, who does not exactly have the highest of opinion of him, Plastic Man manages to talk his son into helping him take down Dr. No Face. It's a trap. The basic idea was to basically incapacitate Luke so that he'll be able to also maintain his elasticity. And the final member of their little crew shows up, Dr. No Face. And so, the plan is to detonate cause a small nuclear detonation that will hopefully that should be able to basically have Plastic Man regain his elasticity and potentially save Luke from having to deal with this as well. And apparently, Plastic Man has agreed to basically give Dr. No Face his face. But it's also been noted that as Plastic Man degrades, he's how is it put exactly by the doc? As he depolymerizes, it seems he's begun to release a potent ethylene gas. And so, after talking with Dr. No Face about their agreement, Plastic Man runs into Detective Chimp. He was on a pipe. And he's come to discuss his findings with Plastic Man. But it seems that Dr. No Face and the not so good doctor killed Detective Chimp with a flamethrower. And so he's dumped in the river. It's time for the explosion. First, they have to get Luke, though, who's been learning Canasta with his Uncle Woozy. That is where the issue ends. Oof. I mean, I always kind of figured that, possibly I would either be the type of guy to, face death, be heroic facing death, or be an absolute worse cunt than normal when facing death. Kind of sad that it's the latter of the two options. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. Big shout out to Patreon patron Red Man of the Penis. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.